One of the most annoying things is to hear a man cry and complain about how hard it is to take care of their children. That is so annoying. I grew up in an era where men took on the responsibility of men. It was a natural thing. We didn't have to say that I'm going to step up to the plate. I'm going to be a man. We were just men. We just did what we had to do to survive and to take care of our families. Some dudes chose to go down the illegal path, and then you had dudes that chose to go down the legal path. But there's consequences to going down the illegal path. And there's reward when you go down the legal path. Now, I understand that there's sometimes people are not really going to see the rewards that comes with going down the legal path. It seems like the legal path is a lot harder than the illegal path. But those that follow the illegal path, most of their time in life is spent behind bars, looking behind their backs, or even losing their lives, or taking the lives of other people. So there's consequences in going down the illegal path, but there's rewards. And it may take a little longer, but there's rewards when going down the legal path. Now, in this time period, there are so many dudes now that's single parent dads. And it's quite interesting that when women are single parent moms, yes, you hear them gripe and complain about how hard it is raising children on their own, being a single parent person, and how their life, their personal life, is put on hold. They don't have time for themselves because they're now taking care of another life or maybe a few lives. And that goes back to choices that they made. They chose to lay down and have sex and get pregnant. So now you have to reap the consequences that come from the enjoyment of the sex you had or the non-enjoyment that you had from having sex. So now you have to deal with the consequences in supporting and taking care of another life. Well, you have more single parent dads now. And I'm starting to hear more single parent dads take on the same mentality or emotions that a single parent mom has. But the difference is single parent mothers waste no time at all taking the alleged father to child support. She would take him to child support and would milk the system. She would talk about how the child got daycare and how the child's got activities after school and how the child needs health benefits and the child's needs this and need clothing and need this and need that. And the court system will grant her favor because she put or give them a sob story. She convinced them that this man is a deadbeat, that he's on the run, that he does not want to take care of his children. So now she's granted child support. And if this dude refused to pay child support, he now risks losing his freedom because they will lock him up for child support. He will risk losing his driver's license because they will suspend or revoke his driver's license. His paycheck would be garnished, and even if he filed tax return, his tax returns will be taken and given to that woman. There were cases where he was in arrears on child support, and he went to the casino and he won $10,000. That's just a random number I chose, but he won a lot of money. Well, child support confiscated that money. He didn't get that when they came to like give him his winnings. They said, well, child support, you have something. They won't tell you exactly what it is. Like, well, the government took it, and they have you sign a piece of paper. So then you had dudes that would, if they win something at the casino, they would have someone else collect the money. And I remember this one case, dude went to his friend and said, yo, man, he says, I can't get it because I owe IRS. So could you collect this for me? So the dude collected the money for him, and they took the money because this dude was behind in child support. But dudes lose the shirt off their backs, man, and then they're not able to see their kids, man, and their kids grow up thinking that they are deadbeats. But now we have a lot of single parent dudes that's going through the same issue. The difference is men do not take women to child support. Yes, there are those few that will take her to child support. But for the most part, men refuse to take women to child support. Maybe it's their ego, maybe it's their pride, maybe they still want to hit it. And they don't want that woman to think that he can't support those children by himself and he's struggling. So dudes need to start thinking more like women. Yes, act like a man, be a man, but think like a woman. Think what a woman would do to a man that's not taking care of his responsibility. So now we have deadbeat so-called mothers. There are cases where these women are making money. They have jobs. They have 2 or 3 jobs. And they're stockpiling their monies. And they're not contributing nothing to the child. They want that man, but they don't want to support the child. The dude, on the other hand, is struggling. He may have like one paycheck. He's got to pay to get the girl's hair done. He's got to pay for her food, her clothing, her schooling. What it takes to support a child. To keep her busy, to keep her in activities. And the moms may pay like maybe a couple of dollars here or there, but it's no real child support. So the burden falls on that man's shoulder. And if that man's got a pretty good family support system, well, the family will help take care of the child. The mother, on the other hand, is gone scot-free. For whatever reason, he refused to take her to child support. Men need to start taking more of these females to child support. You need to start doing the same thing that these females do to men. These men need to go to the court system. Listen, if you are a single parent father and you working on one paycheck and you're trying to make ends meet and you struggling, either get you a part-time job or you take that chick to child support. And it's not going to always be guaranteed that you're going to get anything because you got females now that's ducking and dodging child support. See, it's interesting when the shoe is on the other foot, they change. When they are in control and in power, they're quick to tell a man to be a man. They're quick to put out there that the man is a deadbeat, that he's no good. But when the shoe is on the other foot, they start doing the same thing that men do. They start quitting their job so that they don't have to pay child support, so that they don't have to support their child. They start working under the table, undetected income, so that they don't have to pay child support. So men need to start thinking like women. Be a man. And I have to stress that because we're living in times now where dudes aren't being men. You shouldn't even have to tell a man to be a man. That should be automatic. But when it comes to single parent dads, men need to take the same mindset that women have that's single parent moms. And these females, they will have this man tied up in child support, and if he refused to pay, those arrears start piling up, and that's when they start losing their taxes and their any monies that come to them. Child support would take it, and then they would lose their driver's license, their driving privileges, because you have females out there that's got children. The dude is a single parent dad. She's got a couple of jobs going on. She's stockpiling her money. She's taking care of other people's kids, babysitting, even sometimes animals, and not contributing nothing to her child. The man, on the other hand, is sucking all of that in. He's not doing nothing. And you tell him, go to child support. And for whatever reason, men don't do it. And that's why now the Me Too movement is so powerful and men are so weak. Men are weak because they don't take advantage of the opportunities that present themselves to the men. You should cry much louder, even louder, as a single parent dad than women cry, because in all of these years and centuries and decades, women have always been leeching off of men. Just look at these entertainers out there. These men that's entertainers, they get a woman pregnant, and you got females that would get pregnant by an entertainer because that's a payday for her. We all know that's not going towards that child. It only costs so much to raise a child. But you got women that's getting collecting $500,000 annually. So just child support alone. She don't need to work. Right? So he is enriching somebody else's home. And so now if she's got another dude living with her, and that's another issue. You got dudes that's single parent dads that's got females, got living girlfriends that's not contributing to the pot. We're living in a new day now. And if you got a living girlfriend, if she's living in the same house as you, and you not only taking care of your child or your children, but you taking care of her and she's not contributing, you need to get rid of her. What's the purpose of having a woman in your life and she can't contribute to the household? She don't cook, she don't clean, she don't work. She just scarf up your heat, eat up your food, and give you sex. So in essence, she's your live-in prostitute. Because that's all she's given. But yet financially, you're struggling. Because you're a single parent father, taking care of children. And then you have a live-in female that don't have to pay rent, don't buy food, don't pay for the cable, don't pay your car bill. She's just sitting there living free. And because she's cute, or because you think you're in love with her, she gets a pass. No. She has to contribute to the pot. She has to work. If you ain't going to keep this house clean, if you're not going to cook and go shopping and do womanly chores, at least do your womanly chores. But you got dudes, man, that let females live in their house. You got dudes that allow females to live in their house and have to pay nothing, but yet they struggling financially. They struggling financially. And you got this chick living off of you and your children or your child. And the same applies for females. They have no good dudes living in their house over their kids, eating up their children's food. And now you're wondering why you can't keep food in your refrigerator. Because you have an extra mouth to feed that's not contributing to the pot. So single parent dads need to start thinking like women in that respect. You act like a man, think like a woman. And if you are a single parent dad that's trying to make ends meet, and you have a deadbeat female out there, a baby mama, you need to take her to child support, bruh. You need to let her go through the same thing that men go through every single day. So feedback, tell me what you think, subscribe. Till next time, I'm fearless.